Everybody, and welcome back. The final pack winner of the we've obviously got to look at this one. Little Big Bear. He actually won his Group 1 on the 6th of August. He'd won at Royal Ascot. And then he beat Yosemite Valley and the Arcos horse easily enough. But he's one that's been kept lower than 7 furlongs at the minute. A bit like Noble Style. But we're going to make a case here as to why we think it could get a mile, what they're going to do with it. You know, it could be a very important horse, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. When people look at the pedigree of the horse, they'll see it's quite an interesting one because it's out of line 1D, which is sort of a line that's not really doing a lot. The dam of it is a listed winner, and she was also 4th in the 2011 Group 1 EP Taylor Stakes. But then you have to go really to the 3rd dam all along, which is the filly we're interested in. She was a 5-time Group 1 winner, and she won the 1983 Arc at 4 and the 1982 Prix Vermeil. She was also the Horse of the Year and Champion Older Female in the USA and France in 1983. You know, and that is why I think that this could be a horse that is going to do well on this line 1D, because there's not a lot on it at all. I've actually looked at this one. I set myself a mission. You'll see all these lines down here. I was going to look at them all and just see what the best ones were on them and see where we were. I think I got to 1F and then found other things to do. But unfortunately, it's not enough time in the day. Really, I'm just not flat out all the time. I don't know. It's impossible to do. But so that's where we are with this horse on 1D, and you'll see that there's all along he's there. The best ever stallion on this line by a mile was Vaguely Noble. That side something like 80 stakes winners. And you've also got a prolific German winner there, Lombard as well. You know, it didn't do too well at Stern. I think it signed about 20 odd stakes winners that I could find. And then the rest of it, there's not really a lot in the modern day, you see. We're all in Poland and places like that. Russia. No disrespect to them racing areas. Then it just stops at 1E and then forms another one of its own, you see. So it's an interesting one, but it's sort of one that they thought had its day when 1E Prunella and then everything came off Prunella. And then this line, the 1D section of it, really got a lot left on it. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with Little Big Bear when it goes to stud, how popular it is, because there's not many left on this line that are at stud. Let's see it win the Group 1, the Phoenix Stakes.
They're off. Bretzel Stumble coming out of stalls. This is the Group 1 Keeneland Phoenix 2-year-old stakes. 5 runners over 6 furlongs. Well away, Little Big Bear heads them off the end of the first furlong from Persian Force Chartage on the outside of the outsider Apache Outlaw, and dropped in last of the 5. Heading on towards the end of the opening quarter of a mile is Bretzel in the red and white colours. It's Little Big Bear. That one's a market opponent who shows the way under Ryan Moore towards halfway from Persian Force Russell Ryan, Chartash and Ben Cohen just third from Apache Outlaw Declan McDonough. And although the back marker is Bretzel and Holly Doyle, they're very tightly boxed up with less than 3 to go. In the Group 1 Keeneland Phoenix 2-year-old stakes, Little Big Bear challenged on the far side by Persian Force and Bretzel. A couple of lengths back to Chartash and Apache Outlaw. They race with a furlong and a half to go, and it is Little Big Bear still shading it, and now quickens away from Bretzel, followed in third by Persian Force, but clear of the field is Little Big Bear. Dominates another renewal of the Keeneland Phoenix for Aidan O'Brien. That was mightily impressive. Persian Force next with Chartash, Bretzel, and last of the 5, Apache Outlaw.
What a brilliant performance from Little Big Bear. It's 4.
The commentator must have been that impressed with that horse there that he just stopped commentating on the race. he got the second and the third totally wrong, didn't he? Yeah, it said Bradshaw was second and Persian Force was second all along. Oh, it was a funny commentary that. I've only just listened to that. We're looking at big boys ratings here, though. You look at 122. I mean, we've got Noble Style 116. This one is the new leader. You know, this is a horse on ratings. The pedigree is interesting because there's not many about like it. It'll just be interesting to see what they do with it. You know, I can make a case for retiring it at 2. And they've got so many horses, isn't they? You know, they need some stallions that aren't related to other horses. I've always maintained that. You look at their what's it called, stallion band. Yeah, this one here is interesting because there's the Diminuendo, another good mare on it. You'll get the odd one by Diminuendo. You'll see a mare by Diminuendo, who's probably the second or third dam of it, still going around to this day. You know, she'd probably be the next best hope, really, after the filly we're looking at here, I think. And that's why I think that it's an important horse. It'd be interesting to see what they do with it. Right, we've got 3 maiden winners to look at now. And I'll put the intro screen on again and find the first one of them. Thank you very much for supporting the stream, everybody. Yeah, it's very much appreciated. Hopefully you're writing all these horses down and you'll be thinking that's an interesting horse, and in months or time he might prove us right. Who knows?